Hi, I'm Mrs. Bushman, and I've been asked to give you a little more information on some testing we have coming up here at St. John's High School. On April 4th, juniors will be taking the ACT test, and on April 11th, sophomores will be taking the pre-ACT test, and the freshmen will be taking the ACT Aspire. The ACT test for juniors is made up of 5 different sections. The first section, English, is 75 multiple choice questions in 45 minutes. The second section is math. You will have 60 multiple choice questions in 60 minutes. The next section is reading. You will have 40 multiple choice questions in 35 minutes. Then there is science, 40 multiple choice questions in 35 minutes. And finally, there's writing, 1 essay in 40 minutes. The scoring of the ACT test is each section, English, math, reading, and science, are given a score between 1 and 36. A composite score is then given, with 36 being the highest, by combining these 4 individual sections. The writing test is scored separately, and the highest score is a 12. The pre-ACT test is a little bit shorter, but is in much the same format as the ACT test. English will be 45 multiple choice questions in 30 minutes. Math is 36 multiple choice questions in 40 minutes. Reading is 25 multiple choice questions in 30 minutes. And science is 30 multiple choice questions in 30 minutes. Writing is 1 essay in 40 minutes. Scoring for the pre-ACT test is very similar to the ACT test. Each section, English, math, reading, and science, are given a score from 1 to 35. So it's a little bit different than the score of 36 on the ACT. A composite score with 35 being the highest is also given by combining these individual sections together. The writing test is scored separately, and the highest score is a 12. The ACT Aspire test is a little bit different than the other two. There are approximately 50 multiple choice questions in 45 minutes for the English part, approximately 50 multiple choice or constructed response, so fill in the blank or something like that, questions with the math section in 75 minutes. For reading, there's approximately 30 multiple choice and constructed response questions in 65 minutes. For the science section, approximately 40 multiple choice and constructed response questions in 60 minutes. And writing, there is 1 essay in 30 minutes. The scoring for the ACT Aspire test is also very different from the other 2 tests. English, math, reading, and science sections are each given a score which can range from 400 to 460. A composite score is also given by combining the 4 individual sections together. With your score report, you are also given a predicted score range. If you were to take the ACT, that's what your predicted score would be within that range. And the writing test is scored separately. One of the important things to remember with all 3 of these tests is that when it comes time to score it, the scores are scaled. For example, this is for the ACT, for the math section, of course, my favorite section. There's 60 questions, and you have your raw score there on the right, which is how many of the 60 questions you got correct. On the left, you see the scale score. So what the ACT score out of 36 would be. You can see if you get 27 out of 60, so less than half of the 60 questions correct, you will still be given a 19 on the scale score. which is pretty good. So it's not scaled like a normal percentage test. The most important thing to remember about all of these tests is to answer every question. Even if you don't know what the answer is, guess. Especially on those multiple choice ones, never leave them blank. Guess if you need to. When you're watching your timer, when you have about 5 minutes left on that test, go through and just guess. Pick a letter for the day, A, B, C, D, E. Pick which letter you're going to guess and guess all of the questions that you need to guess on. Guess them that same letter. That will give you the best probability of earning a better score. Never leave anything blank. Remember, the school has the online prep for ACT that will help get you ready for any of these tests that we'll be taking this year. Each student has a free login, so please log in and practice and be ready for your tests.